Now we are going to learn about image editing in PowerPoint. So in this image editing, I think more or less most of the graduates or the scholars or the faculty members will be using this PowerPoint more. But few information and additional information I will be adding here. So for your research article, like images for cropping or doing some editing like color corrections or providing borders or drawing in new schemes, this kind of PowerPoint will be moreover helpful. And the first image you can see here, the left image, so the two plates were there. In between you can see some particles were there, and particles, which mean this is the scheme drawn by me, and that is an iron particles. And the next image you can see it has been aligned. In the top I have mentioned that when no magnetic field is applied, the iron particles were moving here and there, and when the magnetic field is applied and the iron particles has been aligned. So with this image I am saying some information. So if some researchers they are going through my articles, so by seeing the image itself they will be understanding the property of the material. So such a way whatever the images which were providing some schemes in your article, it should be proper and it should be understandable. It should give some additional information to the researchers. And this is one of the image. So here you can see here this has been drawn in the PowerPoint, and the dimensions were marked here as well as the parts. So each parts also were being added over here, and this is another image. See, when you are taking some the whole equipments, the device were so small, right? So we have to a little bit. If we are zooming, it will be the other researchers they can easily able to see that and how we are doing the fixing and how the device looks, and the parts were marked here. And this is another image. So this also drawn in the PowerPoint. So the parts, dimensions, and yeah, this is also an. So here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The numbers were there, and the one is gas meter, two is MR fluid, three is thermometer. So why I am sharing this kind of images? Somehow the information which means how overall you are doing your research work, that must be shared in the research article or your thesis or your books or book chapters. So this is the setup which we have made and we have been testing in our laboratory. So similar to that, you may be from any discipline. So sometime you may create a new setup. So no, sometime if I'm putting just the image alone, some people they don't know what is that equipment and what are all they have fixed there. So when we give more information, so that will be helpful to the other researchers. And this is a normal drawing has been drawn, and this is another image, and this is another image. This has been drawn in PowerPoint, not in other softwares like CAD or other softwares. And this diagram I like the most. And here this is the connection, bolted connection. So, so this is both connection, and this is the equipment like actuator. This is the steel frame. Why I am sharing this is like you have to give your own creativity even in here. And this is an image. So this is the image which we are taking in the lab, and I have made as a collage. If some researchers in my research area, if they are going through these images, they will be getting more information when they are going through this image, how I have done, and even small parts right here. These are all individual images. The normal graph which has been drawn in Arjun software. I think for border alone, see, why I'm sharing is even every images when you are having taken some photograph, just we insert device. See, think this is one of the image, one of the certificate from MSME they have provided. Consider this is the image. But we have to click home, ellipse, rectangle, left click here, and you have to drag. At last, near to that dot, you have to close it. Now we have to click shape fill, white background, and shape outline, black, shape outline, the weight to 2.5 or 3, and click right click, send to back, and click Ctrl plus A, and click Ctrl plus G for grouping, and now right click this, save as image, downloads. Try to use TIFF for all your images, click save. Yeah. So earlier, why I'm sharing this is try to put all your images. You can have with the borders all your images. The next option is the insert option. Normally we use these shapes. I think we will be using these shapes, and some of the others like 3D models, icons will be there. If you are drawing for a graphical abstract, so for chemistry you can find various images, anatomy, stickers, animals, space, alphanumeric blocks, letters, icons. So if you are, and even in icons, you'll be having a lot of options like analytics, animals, apparels, arrows, arts, body parts, buildings, business, commerce. So relevant to your discipline, you can go through here. Shapes, I think you'll be more over clear about this. In, in your image, if you want to add some equations, you can click here, equations, and you can add. So see here, this kind of borders I have provided. Each pair separate image. I have provided the borders. Here the borders will be there. Here the borders were there. Here the borders. So one thing you should keep in your mind. So when we are spending some time in giving some good images, providing some good images in your articles, so other researchers when they are going through your articles, it will be easily understandable to the every researchers, not only for the faculty or other members. Even a UG or a PG students when they go through, it will be much understandable, and they can find some research gap in your articles and they can go further. And how we are explaining more graphical information in our articles, which will help other researchers in our area. And when your article is published, uh, it will be not only helpful for the publication purpose, you'll be getting more collaborations and you will be getting more citations. See, when your articles help more number of researchers, surely you will be getting more number of citations.